I'm Natasha Busst and this is Nightline. The top stories. National Service Training Program 3.0 kicks off with 120 trainees. And nearly 4,000 evacuated as flood hits Johor. Malaysia's participation in Abu Dhabi Sustainability Week ADSW 2025 is a timely and strategic move to strengthen the country's position in driving sustainable development. As ASEAN Chair, Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim is leveraging the international platform to enhance regional cooperation, particularly in the areas of green development and sustainable innovation. Malaysian Ambassador to the United Arab Emirates, UAE, Tengku Datuk Sirajuzaman Tengku Muhammad Arifin, said the Prime Minister's participation with that of other leaders in ADSW 2025 is significant given that Malaysia's chairmanship of ASEAN bears the theme inclusivity and sustainability.
Dia selari dengan tema untuk ADSW. Selaku pengerusi ASEAN 2025, Yang Berhormat Perdana Menteri juga akan meneroka peluang untuk mengukuhkan kerjasama serantau, terutamanya dalam konteks peranan ASEAN dalam mempromosikan pembangunan lestari dan inovasi hijau di Asia Tenggara.
The platform also marks the first global forum where the Prime Minister can state Malaysia's stand and direction as chair of the regional bloc. This also aligns with Malaysia's efforts to become a leader in the sustainability agenda and regional development by 2025. Anwar's visit to the Gulf nation is at the invitation of UAE Vice President and Prime Minister Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, who is also the ruler of Dubai. The Prime Minister will begin his visit on Monday with an audience with his Emirati counterpart, followed by meetings with corporate figures from the UAE's largest companies to discuss potential investment opportunities. On Tuesday, Anwar will have an audience with UAE President and ruler of Abu Dhabi, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan. Anwar's last visit to the UAE in October 2023 resulted in Malaysia securing investment commitments worth 40.6 billion ringgit. The 2025 National Service Training Program NS 3.0 has officially resumed on Sunday, with 120 trainees reporting to the 515th Territorial Army Regiment camp in the Federal Capital after a 7-year hiatus. The group, who volunteered to participate in the trial run, comprised 80 male and 40 male trainees aged 18 to 25 from across the country, including 13 individuals who registered as walk-ins. The first series of the 2025 NS 3.0 program will run for 45 days starting on Sunday and ending on February 25th. The second series is scheduled to take place from May 11th to June 24th, while the third series will be held from September 7th to October 21st. In addition to the 515th Territorial Army Regiment camp in Kuala Lumpur, the training will also be conducted at the 505th Territorial Army Regiment camp in Pekan Pahang. After the trial period, the program will be expanded to 13 other Territorial Army camps, 20 public universities, 33 polytechnics, 27 teacher training institutes, and several public skills and industrial training institutes across the country.
Saya mungkin dapat motivasi macam semangat patriotik lagi tinggi untuk join. Mungkin saya akan macam masa depan macam boleh masuk ilmu dia untuk masuk askar nanti macam tu.
Boleh dapat semangat lebih perpaduan, kerjasama dengan kawan-kawan yang baru dan boleh jalankan tugasan bersama-sama lah.
Untuk naikkan semangat patriotik kita, lagi-lagi kita dah waktu COVID tu 2 tahun duduk dalam rumah, tak rasa semangat cintakan negara.
The revamped NS 3.0 will provide trainees with a well-rounded program that integrates physical, mental and civic training. The modules are structured to include 70% basic military training and 30% statehood elements.
Belajar yang macam mana kalau mak bapak tak ada, dia boleh macam sendiri boleh next level dia boleh pergilah. Then kat sini dia macam ada yang first step untuk dia sendirikan dia punya kehidupan tu.
Demi masa depan dia juga, untuk kecemerlangan diri dia juga, untuk membina orang kata masa depan dia sendirilah. Macam mana nak menuju ke akan datang ni. cabaran-cabaran sekarang ni kan.
The NS program was first introduced in December 2003 as a 3-month initiative featuring training modules focused on physical activities, statehood, character building, and community service, with 85,000 to 95,000 trainees annually. It was suspended in 2015 as part of an expenditure rationalization measure, but was reintroduced in 2016 as NS 2.0 with a reduced intake of approximately 20,000 trainees per year. It was eventually abolished in August 2018. The Digital Ministry hopes to see resolutions on the My Digital ID initiative and second 5G network by next month, following delays in the implementation of both initiatives. Its Minister, Gobind Singh Dio, said he hopes the issues can be resolved by the next National Council of Digital Economy and Fourth Industrial Revolution meeting on February 12th. According to Gobind, his ministry will make every effort to address the issues impacting the implementation of the two national digital initiatives during the upcoming meeting. However, he also acknowledged that the challenges involve multiple parties. The My Digital ID initiative, announced by Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim in November 2023, aims to provide Malaysians with a secure and trusted digital identification system. The announcement received mixed reactions, with some questioning the compulsory nature of the system, citing frequent freezing or lagging issues with the My Digital ID application. Last month, Anwar expressed his disappointment over the nearly year-long delay in implementing the My Digital ID initiative. Similarly, the rollout of the second 5G network and the ongoing negotiations between Digital Nasional Berhad (DNB) and telecommunications companies have also stalled. The flood situation in Johor continues to worsen, with 3,900 individuals evacuated to 37 temporary relief centres, PPS, across 5 districts in the state. As of 10 p.m. on Sunday, the hardest hit district is Kota Tinggi, where 13 relief centres are sheltering 1,265 evacuees from 364 families. The second most affected area in Johor Bahru, with 800 evacuees in 5 PPS, followed by Kulai, which houses 672 individuals in 5 relief centres. The other 2 districts affected by floods are Pontian, with 626 evacuees in 9 PPS, and Kluang, which has 537 evacuees in 5 relief centres. Meanwhile, the Public Info Banjir website has reported that 4 rivers are at dangerous water levels, namely Sungai Kahang in Kluang, Sungai Pungai and Sungai Sedili Kecil in Kota Tinggi, and Sungai Endau in Mersing. Police are keeping a close watch on 4 popular beaches along the Terengganu coastline, which are being impacted by powerful waves and strong winds caused by a high tide phenomenon. These conditions, with wind speeds reaching 60 to 70 kilometers per hour, are expected to persist until January 19th. According to the Kuala Terengganu Police Chief, ACP Azli Muhammad Noor, the public are advised to avoid the coastline for their own safety due to the high tide phenomenon. The affected locations include Pantai Tanjung, Pantai Mengabang Teleport and Pantai Seberang Takir in Kuala Nerus, as well as Pantai Batu Buruk in Kuala Terengganu. Azli also stated that 2 coastal roads in Kampung Mengabang Teleport and Kampung Tanjung have been fully closed for safety reasons since Saturday. He further explained that these popular recreational areas were shut down due to severe damage caused by massive waves reaching up to 2.4 meters in height, adding that the public can use several alternative routes as the roads will remain closed until conditions improve. Meanwhile, in Kemaman, the high tide phenomenon has also caused significant damage to homes in Kampung Geliga Baru, with strong waves battering the area. The structures of the houses, which are on the brink of collapsing, have also been filled with sand and debris. Residents reported that their homes were shaking when the waves hit late Saturday afternoon.
Air depan rumah pun ada, dalam rumah pun ada. Air.
Dalam mana?
Air dah paras kaki, tapi laku lah. Angin dengan angin kuat.
Gegar dah rumah.
Gegar. Angin kuat lah. Tapi malam ni mungkin malam ni besar lagi.
The affected residents have been instructed by the authorities to evacuate and are currently sheltered at the Balai Raya Geliga Pantai Temporary Relief Centre. The Malaysian Meteorological Department, Met Malaysia, has forecast alert level continuous rain over 5 states starting Sunday. The affected states are Kelantan, Terengganu, Pahang, Johor and Sarawak. In a statement on Sunday, Met Malaysia said the entire state of Terengganu is expected to be affected, along with Tumpat, Pasir Mas, Kota Baru, Bacho and Pasir Puteh in Kelantan. Similar weather conditions are also expected in Kuantan, Pekan and Rompin in Pahang, in addition to Kluang, Mersing, Pontian, Kulai, Kota Tinggi and Johor Bahru in Johor. In Sarawak, the affected areas include Kuching, Serian, Samarahan, Sri Aman and Kapit. The Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency, MMEA, rescued 14 of the 15 crew members on Sunday from a tanker that caught fire in waters off Johor. State MMEA Operations Acting Director, Captain Kama Azri Kamil, said a search and rescue operation was launched at 9:25 a.m. after the agency received a report about the incident, which occurred 4 nautical miles southeast of Tanjung Piai. In a statement, Kama Azri said the 3 MMEA vessels were deployed to the scene. 2 boats from the region, 2 marine police and 5 tugboats from ship-to-ship operator Contemporary Logistics were also involved in the operation. Checks showed that the Mongolia-registered tanker was manned by a crew of 15 from Myanmar, Indonesia and Singapore, aged 22 to 73. The 14 crew members who were rescued were brought to the state MMEA jetty, while 1 Indonesian crew member drifted into Singaporean waters. Singaporean authorities then reported finding the individual unconscious. The crew member was then taken to a hospital for treatment. In Sabah, 62 stilt houses and a mosque at a water village in Tawau were raised in a fire on Sunday. In the 7:30 a.m. incident, which occurred at Kampung Sri Aman, Batu Tiga, Jalan Apas, 3 people also suffered breathing difficulties due to smoke inhalation and were provided treatment by a medical team on site. District Fire and Rescue Station Chief Jemi Shin Ujin said they received a distress call about the incident at 7:46 a.m. A total of 82 fire and rescue personnel from the Tawau and Kunak Fire and Rescue Stations, the Titingan Community Firefighting Team and the Malaysia Civil Defence Force APM were involved in the operation. Jemi Shin said that the blaze spread rapidly due to close proximity of the wooden houses. However, the firefighters successfully brought the blaze under control by 9:20 a.m., preventing it from spreading to 250 other houses in the village. The cause of the fire and total losses incurred are still under investigation. In Sabah, 6 people, including a baby, were killed in an accident involving 3 vehicles on Jalan Semporna Tawau near Kampung Kalumpang in Semporna on Sunday. All the victims who were travelling in a car were pronounced dead by medical personnel at the scene. The State Fire and Rescue Department said they were alerted to the incident at 4:58 p.m. and a team of 7 firefighters was dispatched to the crash site. The accident involved a pickup truck, an MPV and a car with a total of 15 victims. The 6 fatalities included 3 men, a woman, a girl and a baby boy. However, the identities of the deceased have yet to be confirmed. One of the 5 individuals in the pickup truck was injured, while the rest of the victims were unharmed. The bodies were handed over to the police for further action. The cause of the crash is being investigated under the Road Transport Act. In Selangor, police have received 2 reports about cats being stuffed into sacks outside an apartment building in Kajang. District Police Chief Naazrun Abdul Yusof said the reports were lodged separately on Saturday and Sunday after a video of the alleged animal abuse was shared on social media. The 38-second clip shows a group of individuals at the apartment complex in Batu Sembilan Ceras having already caught several cats and putting them in sacks before loading them into a vehicle, allegedly intending to abandon them at an unknown location. According to Naazrun, 1 report was lodged based on the video, while the second was filed by members of the apartment's residents association who were seen in the video denying allegations of abusing the cats. Checks by the police also found that the Department of Veterinary Services had also received complaints on the matter. The department is investigating the incident and taking action under the Animal Welfare Act. Sweet revenge from Yu Chi. Actions from Malaysia Open after this breather.
Pertama kalilah kita tengok kombinasi of horror dengan mental punya issue.
Seriously, I've always loved Sarah Ali when it comes to acting for horror punya genres.
Sini juga daripada awal memang saya dah terkejut dah.
Dia bukan sound design untuk cerita seram yang biasa kita tengok dekat dalam apa dia orang cakap market Malaysia lah.
Ikan Dosa ni cerita dia best and jump scare banyak. So kalau korang nak tengok nanti korang boleh datang 9 Januari 2025 dekat semua program.
Kalau anak saya tu saya tak nak dia macam dia hilang kasih sayang seorang ayah. Saya setiap hari saya doa, ya Allah kau panjangkanlah umur. Saya tak nak isteri saya jadi susah payah. Macam mana mak saya besarkan saya. Ya Allah kau panjangkanlah umur aku. At least keluarga saya dah ada benchmark. Diorang dah senang. Kalau ajal aku dah sampai, aku redha ya Allah. Tapi bukan sekarang.
WhatsApp group name untuk band tu was Dukes and Duchess. The drum lines that I had in the song are the reasons why I'm in the band today here.
Tak sampai 30 minit dah siap lah struktur, lead gitar, bass semua.
We're back with sports badminton, the 2025 Malaysia Open. 2024 runner-up Shi Yu Chi took his revenge as he outclassed defending champion Anders Antonsen to win the first BWF World Tour title of the new season on Sunday. The world #1 shuttler did not hold back against Antonsen, dominating him 21-8, 21-15 in just 39 minutes. With the result, Shi Yu Chi has completed 3 straight wins over Antonsen in 3 finals in 2024 Indonesia Open, 2024 World Tour Finals, as well as 2025 Malaysia Open. In women's singles final, Olympic champion and world #1 An Se-yong finished off world #2 Wang Zheyi 21-17, 21-7 to win her first event of the season. For the record, Malaysia Open win was the only BWF World Tour 1000 crown An claimed in the 2024 season. Kim Won-ho and So Seung-jae clawed their way back from a set down to beat Chen Boyang and Liu Yi of China 19-21, 21-12, 21-12 in the men's doubles final to give the Korean the second champion of the day in Kuala Lumpur. In women's doubles final, Japan's Yuki Fukushima and Mayu Matsumoto came from 1 game down to win their first international event as a pair as they beat another relatively new pairing of Jia Yifan and Zhang Shuxian of China 17-21, 21-15, 21-15. Meanwhile, Thailand's world champion Dechapol Pavaranukro and his new partner Supisara Pausampran fought hard to beat top seeds Feng Yangzhe and Huang Dongping of China to win their first title as a pair. On to football, the Super League. 2 matches were played on Sunday evening. Penang FC were held to a 3-all draw by Perak FC, while Selangor FC seized the King of the Klang Valley status after defeating Kuala Lumpur City FC 1-0. At the MBPJ Stadium, Selangor, who are on a mission to strengthen their position in second place in the league, included captain Faisal Halim in the starting 11. Despite this, Katsuhito Kinoshi's men had to wait until the 63rd minute to open the scoring with a close-range shot by Alvin Fortes. However, the Red Giants had to face a few anxious moments towards the end of the match, with KL City trying to equalize the score. Luck was on their side as at least 2 KL City's best chances in the 85th and 88th minutes failed to result in a goal. With the win, Selangor remained at second place with 38 points, 11 behind defending champions Johor Darul Tazim JDT. Still on football, the English FA Cup. Defender Tosin Adarabioyo scored twice as Chelsea eased past two league side Morecambe 5-0 at home to book their spot in the fourth round on Saturday. Chelsea controlled much of the game and eventually broke the deadlock as Adarabioyo's shot from the edge of the box deflected wickedly off midfielder Callum Jones into the net after 39 minutes. Straight after the restart, Christopher Nkunku netted the Blues second on the rebound after Burgoyne had denied Renato Vega. Adarabioyo, who had only scored once for Chelsea before Saturday, netted his second and the host's third in the 70th minute with a wonderful curling effort into the top corner. As Morecambe faded, Joao Felix added two further late goals, the first a side-footed finish from the edge of the area, and the second a fine curling strike from a tight angle to give Chelsea the resounding 5-0 win. The Blues will find out their fourth-round opponents when the draw is made on Sunday. Six killed in gas explosion at Czech restaurant. The details when Nightline returns.
Kalau anak saya tu, saya tak nak dia macam dia hilang kasih sayang seorang ayah. Saya setiap hari saya doa, Ya Allah, kau panjangkan umur. Saya tak nak isteri saya jadi susah payah macam mana mak saya besarkan saya. Ya Allah, kau panjangkan umur aku. At least keluarga saya dah ada benchmark. Diorang dah senang. Kalau ajal aku dah sampai, aku redha ya Allah. Tapi bukan sekarang.
On to the foreign front. The death toll from the Los Angeles wildfires has risen to 16 on Saturday as firefighters struggled to contain the blaze that threatens the city's most famous landmarks. New evacuation orders were placed as firefighters raced against time to stop the fires from spreading before potentially strong winds returned. Firefighters for the first time made progress on Friday afternoon on the Eaton fire north of Pasadena, which has burned more than 7,000 structures. The fires that began on Tuesday just north of downtown Los Angeles have also scorched tens of thousands of acres and more than 12,000 structures. No cause has been determined for the largest fires, and early estimates indicate the wildfires could be the nation's costliest ever. Meanwhile, a preliminary estimate put the damage and economic losses so far between $135 billion and $150 billion US. Back home, the Higher Education Ministry on Sunday has confirmed that 14 Malaysian students have been affected by the Los Angeles wildfires. All the affected students who are enrolled at the University of California, Los Angeles, UCLA, have been provided with assistance as well as an evacuation plan if needed. In a statement, the Department of Higher Education said the ministry, together with the Consul General's office in Los Angeles, has agreed to implement the evacuation plan if necessary by housing the students in officials' residence as shelters. The statement added that no evacuation order has been issued by UCLA at this time. The students residing near the fires are reported to be in good condition and will stay in their homes until further instructions are received. In light of this, the ministry has introduced a data development system through My Data at Education Malaysia for You to obtain updates, including the status of affected students. Students are strongly encouraged to update their personal and academic details through the portal for accurate data access. In Czech Republic, 6 people were killed on Sunday when a propane butane cylinder exploded at a restaurant in the northwest city of Busst, setting the building on fire. According to authorities, the blaze occurred in the restaurant at 10:17 p.m. local time after a gas heater toppled over, causing its propane cylinder to ignite. They noted that the flames spread with unusual speed. 8 people were injured in the fiery blast, with 6 in critical condition and 30 people were evacuated from the restaurant and surrounding buildings. The injured victims have been taken to hospital for treatment. Police have launched an investigation into a suspected offence of endangering public safety. South Korea's suspended President Yoon Suk-yeol will not attend the first hearing of his impeachment trial next week due to safety concerns. In a statement on Sunday, his lawyer said Yoon would not be able to attend the trial on January 14th as concerns about his safety and potential incidents had arisen. They added that the president is willing to appear at any time once safety issues are resolved. Yoon has been holed up in the presidential residence and protected by an elite guard force since being suspended and impeached last month following a short-lived declaration of martial law that plunged the country into political chaos. He has refused to meet prosecutors and investigators, and earlier this month, his presidential guard unit thwarted an attempt to arrest him following a tense hours-long standoff. The Constitutional Court has scheduled 5 trial dates spanning January 14th to February 4th, which will proceed in his absence if he does not attend. Hope for a Gaza ceasefire is drawing closer. This follows confirmation from an Israeli spokesperson that negotiations in Doha, Qatar, involving Hamas and the Zionist regime are now 90% complete. In a statement, the spokesperson said the focus is now on reaching mutual agreement regarding demands raised during the earlier phase of negotiations and the latest demands. Hamas has demanded that the Zionist regime withdraw its forces from Gaza, a consistent demand made since the early stages of the talks. These indirect peace talks have been on and off in the past months, with Qatar, Egypt and the United States as the main moderators. The war in Gaza, which has lasted for more than a year, has so far claimed more than 46,500 Palestinian lives. Concludes Nightline this time around. Before we leave, let's take a look as rice paddies in northern Thailand were transformed into striking art, serving as a tribute to the devastating floods that inundated the region in September. With that, I'm Natasha. Thank you for watching and stay safe.